All right, that June 12 meeting almost never held, but eventually, of course, it did. Cyril Abaku is a senior researcher at TVC News Nigeria here. Good morning. Good to see you.
Morning, Cyril. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
A pleasure.
Donald Trump seemed very, very upbeat during that meeting. Well, a lot of people don't seem to be too impressed. They are saying that this was just a made-for-TV meeting.
Because, in effect, what they call a comprehensive, and please, in quote, a comprehensive document, didn't really have anything in it. If you look at it, North Korea, again, was talking about taking steps towards denuclearization. We've had that for too long. What exactly are they talking about? And Donald Trump didn't put anything on the table. Didn't put any concrete agenda on the table, any concrete U.S. agenda on the table. And that is to even overlook the impropriety of he himself apparently stooping low to hold a meeting with Kim Jong-un. Because the fact is that this is a nation that so many, the UN, America, they've all slammed sanctions on them. They've isolated North Korea. And then the leader of the free world suddenly comes to sit on the same table with him. If as Donald Trump went back to the US, in fact, he declared that the process has already been done. You know, he said he has already achieved denuclearization. I find that a bit worrisome, because the fact is that the document doesn't say anything. And so, what I suppose the North Korean leader is trying to achieve is the fact that he wants to be seen as being an equal with the U.S. or with Trump. So they've held a meeting together. They've taken pictures together. They are, riding on that theory of being at par with Trump. And it's a pity that Trump.
But is there anything wrong with that, really? I mean,
Ngozi,
when we talk about sovereignty of nations, why should the North Korean leader be inferior, if you like, to Donald Trump? This is quite, it's like you can't really satisfy anybody.
The point there is, on the table, all countries are equal on the table. But the point there is, we all know that countries are not equal.
Look, are you aware now that the American version of the outcome of the summit
is different
from North Korea's version because America didn't put anything on the table.
What they wanted, the objectives they had was quite different from each other. They weren't having the same objective.
That was why Singapore was established, or Singapore was created, if you know what I mean. That was why June 12 happened.
Yeah.
So that America could come and say, okay, we're going to be sending inspectors. We need to deal with issues of human rights. We need to look at your economy. We need to look at, look at it and say, this is our agenda. So what happened on the table? Now, without North Korea making any reasonable concessions, Donald Trump is talking about, he has already ordered that they're going to stop the joint military deals with
what he calls war games.
Yes, with South Korea. He's also saying that against the wish of their own client state, South Korea, that they're going to withdraw their troops from the DMZ. The fact is that even some notable Chinese media that are supposed to be the voice of state policy for China are saying that Americans are doing it too early, that America is giving too much too soon. So the fact is that, did the summit take place? Yes. But was an agreement reached? I will tell you, no. Those things that they signed, that so-called comprehensive agreement, is nothing. It doesn't carry anything.
So in other words, that meeting has not achieved
anything.
Hasn't helped. Is that what we're saying?
In symbolism, yes, it was good that the two leaders met. I think two things are going on now.
Yeah.
First is that the threat of armed escalation, the threat of a nuclear war, the threat of whatever, the confrontation between the US and North Korea has been significantly reduced.
Is that not good?
That is fine. It's okay. But number two is that when we talk about the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, we're talking about a whole lot of things. From the ideology, from the issue of communism and lack of democracy, a country where the government tells you, Ngozi, what kind of hair you should make. Tells men approved hairstyle for men and for women, and so on and so forth. And,
but Donald Trump wants the same thing. Listen to what he said. He said, look, to Kim speaks and his people sit up at attention. And that's hardly, it's hardly a hallmark of democracy. But Donald Trump says, I want the same thing from my people.
You know, in the end,
that is certainly unlikely in the United States.
In the end, when I look at Donald, and I said this with all due respect, when I look at Donald Trump and I look at Kim Jong-un, it's a bit difficult. I mean, the difference between the two men is a bit dicey for me, because I was here the last time and I said that until Trump is done with the meeting, I cannot tell exactly what his agenda will be. Now he has come out. Do you know that about a day or two later, Mike Pompeo was addressing journalists?
Yeah.
And they pushed him. They said, what exactly are the details of this agreement? And he said the question was insulting. There's a bit of frustration even among policymakers in Washington. The fact is that that meeting was symbolic, but it lacked substance. There is nothing we can take away to say. And look, the fact is that we have reduced the tension of war, but we are also systematically giving Kim Jong-un mileage, taking pictures with the U.S. president. So the longer the discussions take place, the more North Korea appears to be coming out with ease sanctions and so on. And when that happens, the fact, like I said, you cannot get them. You cannot get those sanctions and those queries on North Korea as just the way it was before these talks began to take place. So you would have ended up doing some public relations goodwill for Kim Jong-un, reduce tensions. But in the end, what does it really do? If the focus of this engagement is, one, to denuclearize, and two, to make sure that North Korea as a country becomes a country where freedom begins to reign, where democracy can thrive, then fine. But with Donald Trump already overlooking the human rights issues, this is a situation where even the UN has said that, look, the leadership of North Korea has questions to answer. Are you talking about the torture? Are you talking about the abductions? Are you talking about the rape?
The disappearances. But on the other hand, do you think the United States is trying to be very strategic by not going into signing any outright deals, with the mind of the fact that, you remember there were comments earlier on that North Korea could become another Libya?
Yeah.
Do you feel that that could be strategic, going towards that, activating that kind of a system?
You see, at the least, we can have a tripartite agreement. Or we can say, let it be multilateral involving South Korea. Because now South Korea and North Korea are going to be participating together in Indonesia in August at the Asian Games. Yeah. And they're going to be running as Korea, neither North nor South. I think very soon there's going to be a basketball match between North Korea and South Korea. The first leg will be in Pyongyang. The second one is Seoul. That's what South Korea is looking for: unification of families, reunification, economic integration. You see, that you're talking about about North Korea becoming another Libya, that is all the more reason why they should sit down and say, this is the end goal, and these are the steps we want to take to get there. Without that, without that much in place, it is. So this one I understand. Where is it going to get them?
Yeah, but according to Trump, I mean, his surprise announcement in Singapore was to actually that he would end what he calls war games, or the joint military drills, is to give North Korea some kind of confidence that, look, we are really truly ready to play ball. But of course, South Korea's Moon Jae-in, he is playing a sit-down-look, posture when he says we will remain flexible as long as North Korea stays with the dialogue and the process of dialoguing. So which means they're not too sure that things may not change rapidly anytime soon.
You see, if I'm to look at it the way it is, I would say that it's not even America. This is Trump doing his thing. I don't know if you get what I mean. Yeah. It's not even about an American foreign policy per se, because everything Trump has done actually trumps whatever even previous Republican governments have been attempting to do. Everything
throwing Pentagon and the State Department into chaos.
This is just Trump's own way of doing things. It is not even about the US or Washington. That's one. Then, number two, what was the question you were asking? You were talking about
the issue of South Korea's stance that doesn't seem to be too confident in North Korea's ability to stay through.
So I recall what I wanted to say. There's something diplomats already, I mean, close watchers of what's going on are already saying freeze for freeze, which is to say, we freeze these what Trump has now called war games, unceremoniously called war games, and then North Korea also freezes its nuclear program. But freeze for freeze isn't really, yes, on paper it looks like something that can be done. We stop the military drills, you stop a nuclear program, but that is not what this deal is about. It is about securing the denuclearization of the peninsula, which should lead to security on the peninsula first of all.
And global
and the fact
security.
is that securing the peninsula is something America has taken a very substantial part of for a long time.
All right.
So if North Korea denuclearizes, but South Korea is not safe per se, you've not you can't say that you've achieved much.
All right.
All right. We have to leave
it there now. Former high school teacher of Kim Jong-un was saying, well, he understands English. He doesn't want to speak English. Maybe he's just pretending not to understand, but he really knows. He knows English. Well, the point there is, it brings us back to the issue where you were saying earlier, it looks like we want to be equals, where you speak your language, I speak my language on the international scene.
End of story.
Cyril Abaku, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Pleasure anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.